Right, let's start with significant transfer news. Trent Alexander Arnold is moving closer to joining Real Madrid. Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solhekol, is back with me. Now, everybody knows Madrid want him. Why haven't they signed him?
Well, look, they've tried. In the January transfer window, they offered £20 million for him, even though he's out of contract this summer, but that was rejected out of hand by Liverpool. The reason this has dragged on is because he's going to be out of contract in the summer. So it suits Real Madrid to get him for nothing in the summer. Obviously, they will have to pay him significant wages, although they're not going to break the bank for him. They'll probably have to give him a signing-on fee as well. But we've been here before. When a player as good as Trent Alexander Arnold is available on a free transfer, clubs like Real Madrid make sure that they do everything they can to get their man. And this has been a long-term operation for Real Madrid. The first thing they wanted to do is make sure that he did not sign a contract extension with Liverpool. That was the most important thing to begin with for them. And it looks like he hasn't yet, and there's only 3 months to go before he's a free agent. The second part of the operation is to convince him to move to Real Madrid. Now, most players don't need a lot of convincing to move to Real Madrid. I think I should point out that Trent Alexander-Arnold has not told Liverpool that he wants to leave. He's still a Liverpool player. And also, Liverpool have not been told by Real Madrid that they have an agreement with the player or his representatives. That would need to happen before any deal could be formally announced. But as usual, the Spanish media, especially those ones who have very, very close contracts with Real Madrid, are really talking up this move. And this evening, quite a few Spanish outlets are saying that this deal is now very, very close. One of them is saying that it's about to happen, but nothing from Liverpool. I think the general feeling in football, though, is that Real Madrid will end up getting their man, although, as you sort of hinted at in your question, this is a transfer that has really happened in slow motion.
Yeah, but it's not the only one. There's Trent, there's Virgil van Dijk, there's Mohamed Salah. Now, if you're a Liverpool fan, should you be worried that nothing seems to have happened?
I think the most important thing is, if you're a Liverpool fan, you focus on the Premier League table. Look at the Premier League table. You're 12 points clear. You're on your way to winning the title again with Trent Alexander-Arnold, with Mohamed Salah, with Virgil van Dijk. I get what you're saying, though, because this whole situation surrounding those three players' contracts has been a little bit of a distraction, although not on the pitch. If I was a Liverpool fan, it would be something that I would be losing a little bit of sleep over. But having said that, I think you just have to trust the people who run Liverpool. Everybody knows it's an extremely well-run club. The recruitment department is one of the best in the world. They have been talking to these players' representatives. They have been making them contract offers. They obviously haven't come to an agreement yet, but who knows? But I think all along, people have been saying the one who's most likely to leave is Trent Alexander-Arnold because of his age, his profile, and the fact that Real Madrid want him. But let's not jump to any conclusions until there is an official announcement there is an official.
OK, so he's the most likely to leave. Any chance, though, he could stay?
I mean, stranger things have happened in football. He hasn't told Liverpool that he wants to leave. I suppose until his contract runs out, you would have to say there is a possibility that he stays. But I think most Liverpool fans are now resigned to the fact that he is going to leave. I think always when you leave a club on a free transfer, especially a club where you've been all your life, I think it's really, really important that you do things the right way. And so far, you have to say that I know some Liverpool supporters are upset, especially the ones who've been vocal on social media again today. But for what it's worth, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold has behaved in the correct way. He hasn't said he wants to leave. He hasn't come out and given interviews, and he hasn't come up with phantom injuries. He hasn't thrown his toys out of the pram. He's still playing exceptionally well for Liverpool, and they're 12 points clear at the top of the table. And what will be regarding his future and the future of the other two players.